Hello and welcome to Talladega Super Speedway here in Talladega, Alabama. Um, Getting set for our first race here at the track this season. And as you can tell already, there are now safer barriers here on the speedway. So, 27 laps. Remember, super speedway races or plate track races have been shortened to reduce the amount of times that lap cars end up being an issue. Of course, with wrecks happening and stuff, that'll probably still be a factor, but just to reduce it, so and to make it to where there are no pit stops needed as well. And these guys can make it right to the end. Have a little shootout so the field doesn't get all, the pack doesn't get all spread out. And my door refuses to stay closed, so let me fix that real quick. That should work. Now, as we head down the back stretch under pre-race conditions, as the pace car leads us around into turn 3. Let's take a look at your starting order here at this 2.6 mile super speedway. So on the pole it is Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8, with Kurt Busch to his outside. Behind them, Jamie McMurray, Bobby Labonte, and then it's Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon. Behind them, Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman. And rounding out your top 10, Kevin Harvick and Elliott Sadler, as it looks like Sterling Marlin having a problem with his car. And Dale Jr., your pole sitter, brings him down the front stretch. Sterling Marlin heads down the pit road, the car smoking. Not a good sign, because the race hasn't even started yet, so that's definitely not a good sign. But the fans are on their feet, and we're getting ready to start this event here at Talladega Super Speedway. Watching the flag man here as he waves the green, and we're racing here at Talladega. And the green flag is out, and we head down into turn 1. For the first time here at Talladega Super Speedway, the inside line immediately pulls out ahead. But we might see some scrambling later on here as they come out of turn 2. Now down the backstretch for the first time. Dale Jr. went up to block the high lane, but now here comes Jamie McMurray on his inside. Gonna try to get back down in front of him. He cannot. McMurray is gonna get down to the bottom lane and clear the high side. Can he lead lap 1? Goes up to block the top. Here comes Kevin Harvick on the bottom. 3 wide, 4 wide behind him. McMurray just tried to squeeze down there, but couldn't quite get there in time. But he is going to lead the first lap here at Talladega. And already insane pack racing here. 3 wide for the lead, 4 wide behind them for, I don't even know what position. Dale Jr. on the high side, all the way up against the outside wall, almost. Trying to give these guys room. There's a lot more space for 4 wide for Daytona, but still, it just does not work, because it's more space, but you do not want to be 4 wide here, because it usually does not work. It does not end too well. 4 wide once again. Michael Waltrip in the middle of it, with Robbie Gordon in the 31, scrambling around all over the place here. The entire field seems to be switching lanes here. Even the cars in the back that have kind of lost the draft a little bit, they're single file way back there. And Jeff Gordon in the middle of all this. Down the backstretch once again. These guys traveling at speeds of over 200 miles an hour. As we head down into turn 3. Once again, 4 wide again. Jeremy Mayfield forces his way to the bottom underneath the 30 of Johnny Sauter. Is that Sauter in the 30? I believe it is. Still trying to get the switches down here. Oh, we got trouble on the front straightaway. Big crash heading down into turn Turn 1. Greg Biffle, Mark Martin teammates, and another big hit. And some of the stragglers came in late. Hermie Sattler with heavy damage. The 59 of Andy Belmont is destroyed. Mark Martin, heavy damage to that 6 car as well. Kyle Petty with some left side damage to that 45 machine. The 21 of Ricky Rudd has damage as they drive away. Look at Robbie Gordon is destroyed. Now racing back to the start finish line, Jeremy Mayfield in the 19 is your leader. As we come to the caution flag, and Mayfield is going to lead to the yellow. I think Mayfield had some right side damage from that. That wreck took out most of your top contenders already. It's Mark Martin. 2 of the Roush Racing cars got involved in that. Kurt Busch further back, I think escaped without too much damage or any damage. And we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Wait, no, we gotta look at replays first. Hold on. Before we do that, I'm being too fast here. So let's go back now and take a look at your replay, or the replays here. See what happened for your first wreck of the day. It's not really many good angles of it that I can see here. 4 wide, and it looks like they just run out of room in the middle there. One coming up, one going down from above. Yeah, they just ran out of space. I was watching the 30 and the 16. They were moving towards each other, and they finally collided, and into the wall goes Greg Biffle. I'm not sure how the 19 got his damage. Maybe a glitch in the game. But Biffle gets shoved up into the wall. Mark Martin nowhere to go. McMurray gets turned on at the bottom. Looks like Jamie escapes without too much contact. Dale Jr. with a little bit of that. There's Brian Vickers and Kyle Petty getting the piece. The 50 just squeaks past the 49 of Ken Schrader, and then down the track comes Greg Biffle. Harvick with a little bit of that, and then Biffle, Hermie Sattler nowhere to go, and they collide head on. A pretty big hit for the both of them there, and Andy Belmont was behind Sattler, had nowhere to go. There's Morgan Shepherd getting involved in the 89, racing for Jesus machine. Tony Stewart has damage. We're going to get a few onboards here to really be able to tell what happened. So looking at Stewart on the top, 4 wide in front of him, and then they start wrecking, and he's on the brakes, but there's nowhere he can go. He tries to get low here. He's going to get going again, but then Harvick into the 42 of McMurray, and I sent him right down into his path. Nothing Stewart could do. He almost made it out of that unscathed, but his luck ran out. Or the 99 of Jeff Burton, and he gets by that on the bottom. His teammate behind him. 2 of his teammates get taken out in that, but he's still got 3 more, or 2 of the Roush Racing cars got taken out of that, but he's still got Jack Roush still has 3 cars in this race. So we're gonna see how this goes. We'll go with Mark Martin. Watch Biffle. Oh. Big hit. That pushed Biffle right into Martin. Once again. On board with the 16 to Greg Biffle. Right in the middle of this. Hang on tight. Oh, looks like Biffle kinda got clipped from behind, which sent him down into Benson. Or excuse me, Sauter. Bang! Head-on impact. Big hit there for Hermie Sattler. I believe Sattler was trying to slow down, but obviously was coming so fast and had so many cars behind him. It was a difficult thing for him to do. See Rusty Wallace gets sandwiched in between the outside wall and a couple of cars there. That's where he got his damage from. We're going to go on board now with 38 of Elliott Sattler. he gets collected and there's nowhere to go. Nothing he can do. He's just along for the ride. Up against the outside wall. I mean, doesn't have too much damage. He escaped relatively cleanly compared to some of these other guys here. One final onboard here is the 29 of Kevin Harvick. Right through the middle of all this. So that's your first big wreck of the day. Took out about 10, maybe 12 cars. So the big one strikes early. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Alright, we are back. Lights are out on the pace car as we fast forward through this final pace lap under yellow. Jeremy Mayfield still your leader. Remember, no need for a pit stop in this race unless you get damage or something. Coming through the tri-oval now. Getting ready to drop the green flag once again here. As Mayfield brings him through the tri-oval. The flag man still has the yellow flag in his hands, but it's going to turn green in just a second. There we go. Green flag is out. We're racing here at Talladega. And already the field starting to swarm out a bit. 97 of Kurt Busch goes to the inside, tries to gain a spot on Scott Riggs, and gonna take another one from the 30. He's not lifting as he gets underneath Johnny Sauter here. The rookie Johnny Sauter inside the top 10, trying to have a good run here today at Talladega. Looking at 99 of Jeff Burton up into the mix. Burton hasn't even won here in the MG Cup Series. They're already side by side as Matt Kenseth, another Roush Racing car in the front, goes to the lead, and he's going to lead this lap. Another Ford behind him, that's the 88 of Dale Jarrett. And here comes Kurt Busch on the bottom. Busch going to make it 3 wide, going to try to get up there with his teammate. Kenseth hops down to the bottom in front of him. He's going to try to give him that draft as he gets down to the low line. Jeff Burton a little bit further back behind Joe Nemechek in the 99, but he's down there on the bottom trying to get to the front as well. The bottom lane is a little bit more organized. As you see the leaders, they kind of hop down to the bottom mid-corner, and to the lead goes Kurt Busch on the inside of his teammate Dale Jarrett following with him, and 4 wide further back. See the outside line, they're kind of scrambling around. They're switching lanes. They're not really organized. The bottom lane has more cars on it, and yeah, there are a few cars switching lanes and leaving the bottom here, but there's a lot more cars on the bottom there than there are on the top. The 99 Burt gets shoved out, but he might have did that on purpose to go up there with his teammates. 3 Roush Racing cars on the high side. And now to the low side goes Scott Riggs. He pulls out to the inside of Bobby Labonte and Dale Jarrett, and he's going to try to go to the front with a push from the 22 of Scott Wimmer. The 2 Scotts working together to get to the front here at Talladega. Scott Wimmer looking inside. Contact. They somehow save it. Contact further back, and they save it back there as well. Johnny Sauter down on the apron. They keep it straight for now. Onto the apron some more. More cars. 4 wide. They somehow are keeping it straight. And these guys are getting very aggressive very early on here because they know these races are a lot shorter than the rest of the races on the schedule. And they have to get to the front and make a move as quickly as possible here. The 22. Scott Wimmer goes up to block Scott Riggs. Riggs has no help. He's falling back. Going to try to get in line with the 41. Casey Mears has to check up because of him here. Scott Wimmer gets shoved out of line. Here's the 4 of Kevin LePage on the bottom, trying to get to the front. Lots of smaller teams trying to have a good day here today at Talladega. The unpredictability of a Talladega race shows big time here. Just look at these drivers all over the place. And now 4 wide. Back down to 3. Scott Riggs ditches Scott Wimmer on the high side. 4 wide once again off of turn 2. Wimmer kissed the wall a little bit. Didn't hit it too hard though. Gonna keep it going here. And Chris Mack in the 86, your Riverside winner, up into the mix, trying to get to the lead. He's gonna go up with his fellow Chevy and try to push Bobby Labonte. A little bit of bump draft in here. We don't see that. We don't see much of that. But drivers are now using the bumper. With these cars, it's a little bit hard to bump draft, but they still try to do it, and they make it work sometimes. They can't get too aggressive with it, though. But you will see cars getting nose to tail like this, and they cut through the air and get a big run on the rest of the field. Where they'll bump draft and push the car ahead of them forward. We got a few lap cars coming up. Kurt Busch, your leader, controlling the pack. Here comes Matt Kenseth back on the bottom. Terry Labonte just got underneath him. Cars are everywhere in this front pack here. But the bottom lane is the one with more cars on it. The top 2 blocking the rest of the field. Ryan Newman kind of blocking for Kurt Busch as they try to pull away from the rest of the pack. That's not good because everyone else is just going to run them down. And now here comes the 43. That's Jeff Green in the 43. Getting up to 3rd place. And we are catching the lap cars quickly here. Morgan Shepherd and Mike Bliss in the 80 and the 89 are there. Where's the field gonna go when we catch them? Kurt Busch checks up. The field checks up. Trouble in the back. Big crash gonna happen here. Jeff Gordon got turned and everyone's wrecking. Chris Mack, among others. Dale Jr., Dale Jarrett. Look at that. The 99, Jeff Burton, with heavy damage. The caution is out. The flagman waves the yellow as they did race back to the line right there. Your leader still Kurt Busch. And multiple cars with damage here. Look at that. Matt Kenseth, among others, with serious damage. His rear end all torn up. The right side scraped up here. Let's see what happened to bring out our second caution here today and a second big wreck, taking out more top contenders. Oh, looks like Dale Jarrett and Matt Kenseth were getting a little close off of turn 4, but at the same time the 86 Chris Mack washes up the track a little bit, gets into Jarrett. I'm not sure if that pushed the 88 up the track a little bit. Kind of looks like it did. Didn't notice that at first, but the 86 got a little bit loose, slid up, and then the 88 pushes him into the 17, which clips him down into the 24 of Jeff Gordon, and they have nowhere to go. And the 88, the 19, I mean, all these guys get shoved right up into the outside wall. Bobby Labonte has nowhere to go. Johnny Sauter in the 30, nowhere to go, nothing he could do. Jeff Gordon back down across the track. Doesn't collect anyone else, but spins through the grass. I mean, look at that, Matt Kenseth and others with serious damage. Chris Mack in the grass trying to get it rolling again. And a big crash, taking out a lot more top contenders. So we're going to take another break, and we'll be right back after this for the continuation of the Aaron's 499 here at Talladega. And we're back here from Talladega Super Speedway here in Talladega, Alabama. We are within 10 laps to go, which means lap traffic will not be sent to the bottom on the restart, which means this might get a little bit chaotic Drivers getting impatient if they know it's down to the end of the race and they have to make a move right here if they want to win. So the 80 of Mike Bliss is the second car on track, but he's not in second place. And further back, Morgan Shepherd, another lap car, starting in the front here. Kurt Busch, your leader, as we come to the green flag once again. Here we come through the tri-oval. Watching the flag man once again. It's gonna switch flags here. Green flag is out. We're racing once again, and immediately everyone jumps up to the high side. Nowhere for Morgan Shepherd and Mike Bliss to go because some cars jumping down to the low side. They're going down to the bottom. They're trying their best to stay out the way. A couple cars got held up, but not too badly. So they did a great job getting out of the way here. Most of the field going to the high side to avoid them. Derek Cope in the 50 decided to be special and go low all the way down to the apron. Looks like some sort of issue with that car as he goes all the way down to the inside. Oh, I think the engine might have expired or something. I do not hear the engine running on that car. Something wrong with the 50 of Derek Cope, so my bad. I thought he was just being kind of, the AI being dumb, but no. He was having a problem. Had to get out of the way. Here comes Ward Burton on the inside, though. In the 0 car that Jack Sprague was in last season. The net 0, number 0 of Ward Burton to the front here at Talladega with a push from the 4 of Kevin LePage. And is that the 77 of Brendan Gaughan? I see it is. Down there on the bottom. A few underdogs here out in front. Jeff Green on the high side in the 43. Another one of those. Jeremy Mayfield won twice last season, but still isn't really a contender on the weekly basis to win. Last season, remember, all the cars, all the ratings were equal, so anyone could win. But now, it's serious here. Some teams not having enough money to be top contenders, and some teams with so much money they could literally dominate a race. And we're seeing that here today. Casey Mears in the 41 out in front. Brendan Gaughan in the 77 up in the second. Here comes Brendan Gaughan down the backstretch. Jeremy Mayfield to his inside. Kevin LePage on the high side behind him. 4 wide heading into turn 3. Here comes Kurt Busch. 97 of Kurt Busch gets down onto the bottom, or up onto the high side. One car through the grass. That's the 32, and he somehow saves it, but he's going to hold up the Bill Davis Racing number 22 of Scott Wimmer, and that's probably going to end his chances of winning unless we get another caution. 4 wide. Kurt Busch all the way on the high side. About got up into the outside wall there. Went way high off, or in 1 and 2. Now off of 2 down the backstretch. He got that run off the banking and is now using it to his advantage as he uses the draft as well. The high line might not be as fast through the corners. Might be the longer way around the track, but they get a good run on corner exits. They could just work together and stay in line. They could possibly get 2 lines rolling here. But they keep trying to pass each other. They're going 3 wide through the tri-oval once again as we get closer and closer to the end of the race. 4 laps to go here from Talladega, and 3 wide for the lead. Nobody on the bottom. 3 cars on the high side. Kurt Busch thought about going down to the middle, changed his mind. The high side's going to prevail down the backstretch. The middle and the bottom kind of tandeming together, trying to work together on the bottom and middle lines. They're staying in it, but it's just not working. Now here comes Rusty Wallace in the 2 down to the middle. Contact being made with Jeremy Mayfield and the 43 of Jeff Green. They save it, but now they're going 4 wide into the tri-oval. And that messed everything up. Now Ryan Newman out in front. He's pulling away. 3 to go here from Talladega. Out in front is Ryan Newman and Ward Burton. as we catch lap traffic as they're heading down into turn 3 right now. Ward Burton on the bottom, going to the front once again here at Talladega. Can he lead a lap? How about that for Ward Burton if he leads this lap? Out of turn 4, Ward Burton goes up to the middle. The car with the most lines in it tries to block. Back down to the bottom. He's going to clear Jeff Green. Ward Burton is going to lead the lap. 4 wide behind him for third. Jeff Green in second, right on his bumper. And these two just trying to stay in front with 2 laps to go here at Talladega. Anything can happen. This could get crazy as they pull out way ahead of the field. Jeff Green to the bottom now. And remember, those lap cars are ahead of the field. They can impact and affect this race. And now here comes Casey Mears to the bottom. 97 to Kurt Busch behind them. And here comes Jeff Green back on the high side as they come to the white flag. This time by one more time around here from Talladega. 3 wide for the lead. Out in front, Casey Mears on the bottom, the preferred line. The outside line trying to stay organized. They fall apart right there. Kevin LePage on the bottom. Lap traffic gonna be a factor as we catch them down the backstretch. Casey Mears out in front going low to try to avoid these lap cars. Morgan Shepherd right in the middle. He's going to hold a few people up. Kevin LePage has to check up. Kurt Busch right on the 41's back bumper, trying to move him out of the way. Through the tri-oval now. Kurt Busch goes to the inside, side by side, through the tri-oval. Casey Mears on the high side. Kurt Busch on the bottom. Who's going to win? It's Kurt Busch. By 0.02 of a second, Kurt Busch edges out Casey Mears and gets the win at Talladega. And for the second time this season, a plate race has come down to just the final few hundred feet. As we take another look at the finish, at the stripe, it is Kurt Busch by just a nose. And with both photo finishes this season, it has been a Roush Racing car getting the win. Kurt Busch with the move through the tri-oval to get to the bottom. So we watch it once again. He stays tucked in behind the 41 to avoid, as they avoid the lap cars, and then he pulls down to the inside, gets his nose in there, and stays as low as he could through the tri-oval to take the shortest way around at the stripe. Casey Mears just loses it. Your Daytona winner from last season came so close to winning it again, but does not get the checkered flag here. Kurt Busch takes the checkered flag at Talladega in dramatic fashion here. But that 97 of Kurt Busch is your winner. A crazy race and a crazy finish here from Talladega Super Speedway. So that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and hope to see you guys next race. Until then, peace.